Time now for Weather Watch, brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors and WSR Insurance.
Time for a Weather Watch. Matt Makens here. I hope it finds you doing well. We haven't touched much on the water supply or the flooding issues, so let's do that in this week's Weather Watch. Rivers, reservoirs, in many cases for the West, a much better situation than last year. And we'll break down the West first, and then for the upper Midwest, kind of more similar to last year to lower than last year. But this is the snowpack that's currently on the ground. Clearly we have quite a bit across the northern plains, the upper Midwest, New England states, and a lot out to the west. And a lot of cases for the Sierra Range. I zoomed that snowpack map in. The Sierra Range, the Wasatch, and the Rockies of Colorado. In a lot of cases here, we have near record amounts of water waiting to be melted in the form of that snowpack. It's been quite a remarkable snow season for those areas. What does that do in terms of the reservoir storage? Well, obviously we haven't melted it much yet. For example, Lake Powell, Lake Mead, they're still very short. Blue Mesa is only 37% of normal, but we're going to be adding quite a bit of water to these reservoirs as we go into the melt season, later spring into early summer. And what does that look like? Well, if you look at those basins that contribute to the Colorado River, we don't do the Sierras, they don't contribute to the Colorado, but looking at the basins that contribute to the Colorado River, we're looking at greater than 200% of normal runoff into those reservoirs. It's going to take a lot more than that to fill them up, but this year the snowpack has been tremendous, and this will be helping at least somewhat the water issues for the West. Let's take a look at Montana through the upper plains, the northern plains there of the Dakotas, into the upper Midwest. Snow on the ground. It's been a very snowy winter. Soil moisture still struggling a bit until we begin to melt this off, but coming with that melt may be the risk of flooding. And no, it's not going to be like the 2011 flood. So if you look at the Missouri River Basin, this was 2011, and that flow was tremendous. 2011 was notable, obviously. Where do we sit ranking near that? Well, here's 2023, this red line, and the forecast does come up a bit for July and August, but nowhere near 2011. In fact, we're just shy, kind of a shadow, if you will, of last year. Now, that's not to say there won't be flooding, and here's the flooding risk outlook. Obviously going to have to watch out for the Sierras and parts of California, don't get me wrong, but it's the upper Midwest, the northern plains here that may have some moderate to major flooding from the Missouri flowing into the Mississippi. Something to watch out for this spring. That's this week's Weather Watch. I'm Matt Makens. Blessings to you and yours.
Weather Watch is brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors, with you no matter the weather. And by WSR Insurance, providing insurance solutions for more than a century. Visit their websites for more details.